This video right here, this is the one where you want to drop your hot takes to be featured in the next video. Give me your best hot takes. Give me your predictions. What's going to happen this week? Bills versus Bucks. Both of them. They're coming back from losses. Bills, they're trying to avoid 3 straight. They've been struggling a little. Diggs has been great. Allen he's been solid. Struggles here and there. The defense is just banged up. Defense is a little banged up. They just got a couple injuries back there. They just keep piling up for them. I think they struggled a lot against the Pats. No Von Miller, Ed Oliver, Milano's out. A bunch of guys out. Bucks are decent. Bucks are a below middle team, you know. They like to blitz. Baker's hot and cold. They need Evans and Godwin. They need to get them going. I mean, they got to get them going. The Bills secondary has struggled. They struggled against Mac Jones and those receivers, all right? So Evans and Godwin, they got to get something going. You know, the Bucks. You know, it's in New York. Home one for the Bills. -9.5 for the Bills. Thursday night game. The Bucks, they beat up on the weak teams, all right? I don't think the Bills, you know, they have their issues right now, but they're not one of the weak teams. So I'm going to take Bills -9.5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer than that. I think it will be a little closer than that. Buccaneers, I think, will find a way to cover, maybe. But Bills are taking this one for sure. There's an opening for the Bucks because of the Bills' defense, but I'm not sure they'll be able to take it. I think Evans or Godwin, at least one of them, gets in the end zone, at least. But we'll see. I still got the Bills on Thursday night. The next one, Rams, Cowboys. It's in Dallas. -6 for the Cowboys. Cowboys 4-2, Rams 3-4. Cowboys are coming off a bye. Rams are just looking to bounce back. Tough week against the Steelers. Dallas defense, they're good too. They got Michael Parsons. They got some studs, but Puka and Koopa, they gotta go off. They gotta cook. Cowboys secondary is good, but I mean, if those two in Stafford, if they can't get it going, I mean, this is over. They don't got Kyron Williams either, still on IR. Cowboys offense, they're up and down. They can be explosive at times, but I don't know. Dak, it's all up to Dak. He's got, if he plays well, they're going to be good. He's just been okay. Rams defense is solid. Although, I mean, even the Steelers were throwing all over him, so that's why I feel like, hey, Dak and CD, they got to get going. I mean, who else are you going to throw it to? Gallup, Cooks, they haven't really done too much, but in this one, I like the Rams. I keep thinking they lost to some tough teams, and then Steelers loss is tough. I think they lose this one too. I got Dallas -6 in this one. Unfortunately, for the Rams, 3-5, that'll be tough, but I don't know. They could knock them off. They could definitely do it, but the Rams, I think the Steelers really exposed them last week. We'll see how they bounce back, though. Cowboys have been getting ready for this one for 2 weeks, but we'll see. We will see. The next 1 o'clock game, Vikings, Packers. Nice little matchup here. Vikings, 2 straight, looking for their 3rd straight. Took down the slightly banged up Niners, but hey, they made them look bad. They did it without JJ. Addison was great. Addison, he got 36 points. I needed him to get 50. All right, I was down 50. 36 didn't help me, but no, great game from him. Very good game from him. Packers D is okay, but I don't think they slow down Kirk. I don't think there's a chance. On the offensive side for the Packers, Love's been pretty much bad unless they're playing the Bears. It's just, I don't know, it's not going to look good for him, I don't think. Vikings D, they made Purdy look pretty bad. I think they could do the same here. If they play like that again, Packers got no shot, but it's Minnesota -1.5. I think that's pretty low. I think the Packers could blow the doors off of I think the Vikings could blow the doors off of the Packers here. I really do. I I think they could they could destroy him, but we'll see. It's in Green Bay, so home field advantage, that helps out. But I got the Vikings. Falcons Titans. Titans coming off a bye. It's in Tennessee. Falcons -2.5 is the line. Falcons had a solid win last week. I don't know, not sure who's playing QB for the Titans. There was a random report that it was going to be Levis, but then I feel like Vrabel came out and he's like, Tannehill's our QB, so I don't know what's going on there. I do know Derrick Henry's good, so they're going to have to lean on him. He's the only stud they have, really. Even that Tajay Spears, he's not too bad, but Hopkins has been no help. Falcons D is alright. They're alright. I don't think they'll have trouble with the Titans. But Ritter's up and down. I don't know you don't know which Ritter's going to show up. You got no clue. But they've been getting London involved. That's huge. Bijan's sick last week. He'll be fine this week. Could see them cooking the Titans. I could see it, but I don't know. Vrabel. I trust Vrabel with a bye week. I don't know. I just trust him there. I think Titans got this one +2.5. I got Titans +2.5 on this one. Doubted the Falcons last week, and they said F you, buddy, and they played well, got a win, but this week gonna have to pick against them again. But we'll see what happens there. The next 1:00 game, Saints Colts. It's in Indianapolis. The line is even for this one. Ooh, 2, 3, and 4 teams. That's pretty interesting. Obviously, a home one for the Colts. I mean, easy win for the Saints if the refs play like they did last week in the Colts game. But Minshew, he's got a high ceiling. Minshew, he can go off. He's going to make a lot of mistakes. Gotta limit the turnovers, man, but they're alright. I mean, they can lean on JT and Zach Moss a little bit in the run game. It's a solid backfield. Saints D's gonna be tough. Carr's been shaky. Colts D's pretty average, I guess. They're solid. They're not too bad, but Kamara, he's gotta play well. Michael Thomas, he's gotta do something. Olave's been good. I don't know. This is a tough one, but I think the Colts, I mean, they looked good last week. I think Minshew, I don't think they're going to be as explosive, but I think they're going to be able to pick apart the Saints D. I mean, we saw the Jaguars. They handled them pretty well. I don't think the Colts D is as good as the Jaguars, but I think they could do the same thing. So I got Colts. They're at home. I think they got this one. Yeah, like I said, the line for that is even, so just outright, I got the Colts in that one. Up next, Dolphins Pats. It's in Miami. -9 to the Dolphins. 2-5 Pats versus the 5-2 Dolphins. Pats actually had a solid win last week for once. And the Dolphins had a tough loss, so it's a little reversed compared to what it's been all season. But, I mean, if Mac has time in the pocket and can actually make a couple of accurate throws, they can stay in it. Dolphins have a good pass rush, so secondary's a little banged up, but apparently Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey, they might be ready for this one. They might be ready to play. So Pats, I don't know. Who knows how those guys will be first game back from injury, but Ramondre hasn't run the ball that well. They got to throw it to him more out of the backfield. I got a feeling they'll be throwing a lot of checkdowns. I mean, they haven't run the ball well. It's because of the O-line, but O-line held up decently last week. Dolphins offense, they're just explosive. They're explosive. Any big play, I mean, who's going to make a big play? Mostert, Hill, Waddle. Could be any of them. I mean, they close matchup the first time. Pats D actually handled them not too badly, but they had Judon. They had Christian Gonzalez. They don't have those guys in this game. Maybe J.C. Jackson will keep playing well, but it could be a rough day for the secondary. This could be one big play. I think this game gets out of hand real fast. It's going to be tough. They're just going to have to blitz, try to pressure Tua, but He's usually pretty good against the blitz, so this could be rough. -9 for the Dolphins, gonna have to take that. Seems like a bounce back win for them, and unfortunately, I think the Patriots, they come back down to earth a little bit in this matchup and take the loss. But oh well, it is what it is. Dolphins are tough, and it's just a bad matchup for the Patriots this year for sure. It has been for the last few years. The Dolphins have dominated the Pats the last few years. But up next, Battle of New York. Battle of New York. The game is in New York. Ooh. -3 for the Jets. Jets, they're looking for their third straight win. Coming off the bye week. Defense has been dominant. Bryce Hall, he needs to cook. They need him to cook. It'll help out Zach. Giants, they can't stop the run. Giants offense is not good. Did enough to beat the Commanders, but this is not the Commanders. I don't know, Jones. It might be Jones. They might be running it back with Tyrod Taylor. We don't even know. We're going to have to see. But Jets D, I mean, they punish good quarterbacks, so it doesn't even matter who you run out there. They need Darren Waller to feast. They need him to feast. Barkley needs to feast. He needs to run, catch. He needs to do it all. They need is two to dominate. Problem is, Jets they have a good pass rush. Wilson just needs to be okay. Defense will do their thing. I mean, I don't know. The Giants 6 sacks last week. Zach Wilson, he gets sacked a decent amount. We'll see what happens. Gonna have to put the pressure on the secondary. Giants secondary is not very good. I mean, I see the Jets putting some points up and then just getting stops. And this won't even be, it might be close, but I feel like the Jets are going to be able to handle. I mean, the Giants, they beat the Cardinals and they beat the Commies, all right? Those aren't good teams, all right? The Jets are not in the same tier as them, in my opinion. But yeah, I got the Jets. -3 for that one. Up next is Steelers, Jaguars. Jaguars -2.5. It's in Pittsburgh. I mean, you got two teams coming off great wins, really. Steelers offense has to show up again. They got to be able to throw the ball. Jags got a decent defense. I think the real matchup, the big matchup, is the Jags offense versus Steelers D. I think those are the two strengths on both sides here. But Etienne needs to cook. Christian Kirk needs to be solid. Ridley needs to show up. Ridley has been disappointing. I mean, really, if the Steelers, if they can throw again like they did last week, I mean, they'll be fine. I think the defense will. This is tough, though. But I got Steelers +2.5. I think they'll do it. I'm worried, though. I'm really worried that they're going to blow this one. But I think they do enough to slow down the Jags. I think their defense is just good. And I think they're going to be able to move the ball a little bit again. I think Najee Harris even helps out a little bit today. But we'll see. Like I said, I got Steelers +2.5. I think they get the dub at home. Up next, nice little matchup here. Commanders Eagles. Or is it a nice matchup? Is it really one? All right. Commanders, they look bad against the Giants. But in the Eagles, they've been like red hot. But you know, the way the NFL goes, Commanders are winning this one. No, I'm not making that pick. I can't do it. I know they had that overtime meeting first matchup. But I mean, they're not going to stop Hurts, AJ, Devontae, Swift. Like, they're not going to stop these guys. AJ went off the first matchup. It's probably going to happen again. The Commanders, they need Howell to just go off because they got to put up points to hang with him and have a chance in this one. McLaurin has to be good. Dotson needs to help out for once. Eagles have a good pass rush, and oh man, Sam Howell, he's on pace to be sacked the most out of any QB ever. It's just, I I don't see this one being good. This could be rough for the Commanders. I don't see it being close. You got Eagles -7. It's in Washington. It's in Maryland. But I gotta take the Eagles. It's gonna be tough for the Commanders. It's not gonna be as close as that first time around. But up next, last 1 o'clock game. Texans, Panthers. Number 1 pick versus number 2. And number 2 has looked better. You could argue he has the better team, but Stroud's been good at times. Texans are not too bad. They got some playmakers. Panthers are just looking for a win, man. Adam Thielen, he's been good, but hasn't been enough. Texans, solid secondary, decent pass rush. Bryce is going to have a tough day. It's going to be tough. I mean, Sanders is out, but he hasn't done that well. Hubert is going to be the back. Texans have a good run. This is a bad matchup. This is a tough one. Panthers defense is not good. Stroud's going to cook. Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Although I think he's injured. He needs to get healthy. He might play in this one. I mean, even Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz. Even he's been solid at tight end. But it's in Carolina. But man, I think the Texans might just blow them out. I really do. I got Texans -3. I think they get the job done. Maybe not easy, but maybe kind of easy. But we'll see. Next one, first of the 4 o'clock games. Browns, Seahawks. Solid versus solid, pretty much. These are both solid teams. Maybe Browns have a little more holes on offense compared to the Seahawks. No Chubb, and then Ford. Ford is doubtful, so we don't even know if Ford's going to play. So that's a bit tough, but Seahawks, a lot of offensive weapons. Browns, very good defense this year, but got lit up by Minshew last week. Big plays. It was a lot of big plays. You know, they forced some turnovers too, but I don't think the Browns, I feel like last game, outlier. They gave up a lot of big plays. I don't think they'll do that again. Maybe one. I also don't think they'll force the same turnovers. I know Garrett, he just broke that game wide open. He was part of the reason they won. He'll be good this week, but I don't know if he'll straight up win the game for him. I mean, Deshaun Watson doesn't even want to play. P.J. Walker going up against decent Saints D. They have a good secondary. Like I said, no Ford for this one, so it's like, where are the Browns going to get their points? Are they going to be able to create points off turnovers again? I don't know. But they need to bounce back week on defense. Geno's been solid, though. DK was hurt, but JSN filled in well. Lockett, they need a splash play from Lockett. He's been okay this season. You know, the Colts showed it. This is how you beat the Browns. Make some big plays, big playability. Kenneth Walker, he's been good. Myles Garrett is going to be looking for him, though, but he's been a freak. He like I said, he game breaker last week. He's going to be good, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do the same thing. I think Seahawks going to make enough plays to get this one. I don't think Browns can quite hang in terms of putting points on the board. It's in Seattle. Seattle -3.5. I'm taking it. But it feels like it's a tough pick, but I think the Seahawks got it. So up next, where are they? Chiefs, Broncos. Feels like they just played. That's because they did. But first matchup was close. Broncos D, they've been bad all year, but they were okay against Mahomes, but it's going to be tough again. I don't know, the Chargers D isn't good. They couldn't slow them down. I don't think the Broncos will do it this week either. They got to stop Kelsey somehow. They got to stop him. Rashee Rice emerging as like a good second option. He's been solid. Chiefs D's pretty good. I don't think they'll have too much trouble with this Broncos offense. I mean, Wilson he's been okay. He's just been disappointing the last 2 years. They really have. I don't think it's going to change. I think Broncos will won't do well at anything in this matchup. I think they'll just kind of struggle to do everything. Maybe they keep it close on defense. Maybe the Chiefs just kind of stall on offense. Who knows? But it's in Denver. -7 for the Chiefs, and I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to take that. Played one close one before, but man, it's kind of like Pat's Dolphins. I don't think the second one's gonna be too close. So, unfortunately, but that's all good. Next one, Ravens Cardinals. It's in Arizona. Ravens -9.5, coming off a big win. Just completely dominated. Now they're facing a weaker Cardinals squad. This is the NFL. Hey, even Zay Flowers, the rook, he's like, hey, we're not going to take them lightly. Anybody can win in this league. That's true. They already knocked off the Cowboys, but Ravens offense destroyed a good Lions defense and dominated a good Lions offense. So, might be hard to replicate that game, but I think Lamar, he's going to be solid like he's been. Defense is going to give Dobbs trouble, and I don't think maybe if the Cardinals run the ball well, they'll have a shot, but it feels like an easy Ravens win. -9.5, I'm going to have to take that. Should be a good road win for them. Up next, Bengals, Niners. Bengals, Niners. Let's see. Niners -3. Home game for them. It's in California. So, should be a good one. Bengals coming off a bye. Niners trying not to lose 3 straight. But, yeah, I don't know. It's CMC. He's got his touchdown streak going, but he's got to cook. They're going to need him to cook. They're going to need Ayuk to get something going. Bengals D's, they've been solid. I expect them to give Purdy some trouble. Although Purdy's out, I think. He's in concussion protocol. I think it's got to be Darnold. So, should be interesting to see what he does. I think he'll be okay. Might be one of the better backups in the league. But Bengals, on offense, they got studs. They just got to get Jamar Chase going. Cousins cooked the Niners just the other week. I could see Burrow doing the same, even with his weak calf. But they got to get, if Burrow and Chase aren't playing well, the Bengals got no shot. They got to play well. But the defense is good. They're going to keep them in it. You got to get Chase going, man. They got to get Chase going. That's their only shot. But for this one, yeah. I'm actually, I got the Niners losing 3 straight. I think the Bengals get this one. I don't know. I'm worried about this pick, but I got Bengals +3. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know how that one's going to go. Little worried about that one. But Bears, Chargers. It's in California. 2-4 versus 2-5. Both these teams need some new coaches, that's for sure. But the QB matchup we've been waiting on. Bayesian and Herbert. Bears, the Bears, they could use another monster week from Dante Foreman. That would help. If not, maybe DJ Moore can get going this week. Chargers D. Solid run defense. Pass defense hasn't been great. So, feels like a big game for Moore's coming. Feels bit Pageant. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's throwing. I think he's going to have a big game. Herbert, he's been struggling. Keenan Allen, been up and down, but Bears D is not going to be tough. They're not good. They're not good. So if the offense, the Chargers, if they can't get going in this one, I don't know. They're screwed because Bears defense has been brutal. So in this one, yeah, I got Chargers -8.5. It's pretty steep, but should be able to do it against the Raiders. That's the Sunday night matchup. The Monday night matchup. Or did I say Raiders? I meant Bears. I don't even know what I said, but it was Chargers, Bears, whatever. The next one is the Raiders. Raiders, Lions on Monday. Here we go. Raiders, it's all good. Home one for Detroit. It's in Detroit. -8 for Detroit. -8.5. Both teams just looking to bounce back. Jimmy G might play. He might not. They got to get Devontae Adams going. Jacoby Myers, he's been solid. Josh Jacobs, he's had good games, but then it's disappeared in some. Hey, the Lions struggled against the run, but the week before, but that was, that's Lamar, so that's a little bit different. Who knows if Jacobs can get going. Hoyer or O'Connell or Jimmy G. If it's the first two, it's a loss. It's an automatic loss. Lions D's been solid. They're looking to bounce back. Hutchinson, he's got to make noise. He doesn't get much help from the other guys on the D line, but he gets it done. They could use Montgomery in this one, but Gibbs, solid last week. I think he'll do the same. Only problem with Raiders defense, just got to account for Max Crosby. He's the game breaker. Only guy I need to worry about. But Lions, they got enough power. St. Brown's been good. Goff has been good. They need a bounce back week. They only lose to good teams. The Lions, or solid teams. The Raiders, I would not say they're solid. I'd say they're decent, maybe. So I got the Lions. I got Lions -8.5 on this one as well. So that's going to be it for this preview video. Drop your pick